Hey YouTube, it's Lucky Luke 5392 here with another deck profile. I've got this time the reprisal of my skill drain scraps. So I'm just going to assume you guys know what everything does because I've already made a profile for these. We play 3 Scrap Beast, level 4 tuner of the deck, makes combos with Scrap Chimera for Scrap Dragons. Play 1 skill Scrap Orthros. I've thought about 2, like last format I thought about 2, I'm too iffy because it's a conditional card and can sit dead in your hand if you can't get a scrap on the field. The Scrap Golem because it's too good, combos well with Scrap Goblin. The 2 Reborn Tengus, this deck hasn't really changed a whole lot. There's 2 Red Ox because Red Ox is good. 2 Feck Veiler, 2 Maxi, 1 Swift Scarecrow, nothing different here, all the same stuff. 3 Scrap Yards, same thing, 3 Scrap Storms, 2 Forbidden Lands, the Foolish, and instead of Heavy, I put in 3 MSTs to replace the cards that we lost in the ban list. So as far as the traps go, everything's pretty much the same. I've got 3 Skill Drains, 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast, 2 Call the Haunted, 1 Torrential, 1 Compulse, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Solemn Warning. This is going to be a real quick one, I'm thinking here, unless I want to go into things. Extra deck. So, like my other profile, this is supposed to be Gaga Cowboy. Haven't got one because I haven't found mine yet, and the tin is not in my grip yet. So then there's the Maystroke. We play a Fairy King Eldritch and Crazy Box because we play Skill Drains. So for the Synchros, I'm playing a Black Rose and Scrap Archfiend as my level 7s. If I wanted to, I could take out one of the rank 4s and I could put in a Daiguster Emerald so I can special summon him because he's a normal monster in the graveyard if I wanted to, but that'd be interesting. I might try that in the future somewhere. 3 Scrap Dragons. I'm playing the Red Dragon Archfiend because my buddy David told me about this card, and I almost had completely forgotten about this card, and now it's becoming a format where things are starting to slow down and you don't have everything in attack mode, and this card's actually not all that bad. And it's a big beater, which is nice to have, because the only other 3K beater I've got in the deck is Crazy Box, and, well, you know how that goes. There's Thought Ruler, because Thought Ruler's clutch. Stardust Dragon, because Stardust is awesome. Crimson Blader, because spammy decks. Scrap Twin Dragon, same thing as I said last time. And the only new addition here, aside from the Dragon Archfiend, is the Star Eater. Because this card is easy to make. You go and banish your cards for Red Ox, especially summon the Red Ox, summon the Scrap Beast, and the Synchro for 11, and then you have a Star Eater. Side deck is pretty much, same old. I play the one Swift Scarecrow in the side deck for the extra OTK cards I don't like. I play the Puppet Plants, the Shadow Mirrors, the Consecrated Lights, which are all the way up there on top of the camera and you can't see them. Same stuff as I went over last time. I love Debunk this format. Debunk is going to be a really defining card this format, I feel like, because it stops hand traps and it stops dragons and it stops waters and it stops a lot of the really aggressive decks, I guess, and their hand traps. There's the other debunk. Imperial Iron Walls, Decrees are great. This card is an absolute must. I'm going to be signing deck Devastation Viruses as well, because I run a lot of dark targets in here. I've got, well, Maystroke doesn't really count because he's got 1800 attack, but I've got things like Thought Ruler. I might run a Colossal Fighter at some point. Okay, well, I don't have too many targets, I suppose, but the Eradicator is just something that you need. Because you run the Crazy Box, you might as well run the Eradicator, You put, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and your one card is just Eradicator because it's there. And that's about it for this one. Some other things I had considered, like I said, the Daigusta Emerald idea with the detach and special summon the Scrap Archfiend, which is pretty cool. Abyss Dweller, I'm going to see how the format shapes up and see how those kinds of decks go. I don't like it so much right now because I don't have anything that will boost its attack any. The Colossal Fighter is something I considered because it's a dark target, it comes back from battle, gets over blasters and things like that. The Black Ship of Corn, I'm going to see how prevalent Zen mains and things are. Zen mains and friends. So, as far as that goes, I'm just kind of messing around with things and seeing how the format shapes up. Like I said, yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to find out. I mean, YCS Toronto was just this past weekend, and we've found out a lot actually about how things have gone with that. A lot more variation. I'm actually happy to see that there's not just Dragons of Prophecy in the top tables now. I'm happy to see that only half of it was dragons this time, which I'm not happy that dragons are there at all, but, you know, you got to innovate your dragons if you love them that much, and, you know, I've seen the dragon plants, and they're really not that bad of a deck. So that was, you know, your little quickie deck profile. If you guys want to know what most of the cards do, some in-depth look, I posted a scrap deck profile from last format. It wasn't that long ago. You guys can go check that out. I have a lot more explanations as far as the scrap cards go over there and stuff. So I feel like this deck is going to be a little better this format because it's not as oppressed by prophecies, evil swarms, and things. You can, you know, the format doesn't seem as aggressive. You can play a little slower and get away with it. And scraps, you know, once they start going, they really just hit the ground and run. As long as, you know, you don't draw complete garbage like, you know, sometimes people tend to do. But anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a good one.